Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here tonight for season number 11. It's Division 2 with round 10 of the championship as we take in the Belgian Grand Prix from, of course, the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. My name is James Head. I'm going to be taking you to the stream, as always, on this fine Saturday evening. It is actually light for once in my bedroom, so hopefully it is going to be all good in terms of the stream. Hopefully you can all hear me fine, and hopefully it'll be a good night's worth of action here in Belgium. Of course, it is a sprint and a feature race tonight, which means 8 laps for the sprint, 22 laps for the feature. But, the big caveat to tonight, not only with the 2 sub strategies, which of course is mandatory in League of Europe, obviously, we, with the sprint racers, have got reverse championship grid order as well. So this is going to be a bit painful to you to see now on the stream, but hopefully you'll be able to see the standings right about now. Rick leads the way on 196, Larkin in second on 115. There is a good opportunity that Rick could potentially wrap up the championship even as soon as tonight with the sprint and the feature race, of course, awarding extra points. Tolt there in third on 109. Ben JS in fourth on 102. He had a DSQ, of course, in Australia. Cross Liam there in fifth on 101. Good showing from him last week. Well, anyway, in sixth on 91. Darry seventh on 81. Jay Hings in eighth on 71. Patuka ninth on 68. And Matt Tibos in 10th on 59 points. And then we've got J. Cole, Coxey, YHYY, Conor O'Keefe, and Dylan top 15. Creco, Felipe, D-Mort, Tapuli Boy, Pharrell top 20. Scream Legend, Daniel, and Miami, the 24 drivers that have so far scored points this season. And that is probably a hell of a lot confusing for you, but luckily I have got the grid order for tonight. So that is hopefully going to be very good in terms of me trying to keep action in terms of what is going on out on track. So, as it stands, NSR Legend should be on pole, Scream in second, Pharrell there in third, the Beauty Boy fourth, D-Mort's fifth, Felipe in sixth, Conor O'Keefe in seventh, YHYY in eighth, Matt Tibos ninth, Patuka top 10, Jay Hings 11th, Darry 12th, well anyway 13th, Liam in 14th, plus Liam in 14th, and then it's Ben GS in 15th, Taupe in 16th, Lark in 17th, and then Rick in 18th position. And we should have all 18 drivers, I believe, in the lobby right now. I can confirm we have got 18 drivers within the lobby, and we can actually go on to the lobby screen right now because we're just getting loaded into the lobby. Hope you are all doing well in the chat. I see you there in the chat. As Ariel Farrell has left the session, which might account for any potential restart. But I think he'll be able to join because it's a sprint race and it's formation laps. I think he should be able to join absolutely no problem at all. It's obviously the case where he will have to join up hopefully in the race. If not, it is going to be a restart just for one driver. It will be a restart. It'll be a very quick one at that. But if we do have to restart, then we'll have to restart for that one particular driver. It is before the sprint race. So I think what is going to be happening, yeah, Pharrell's the only one that has left the lobby. What I'll do is I'll turn to the calendar screen right now and you can have a look at what is going on with the calendar that we've got to look forward to for the next 4 races. In fact, we can go back to the lobby screen now because as you can tell on the bottom middle of your screen, Ariel Farrell has jumped back. He can take control of his car, I think, within the race. But Larkin has luckily invited him back. Everyone should be getting going very soon indeed in terms of the racing. Division 1 also, by the way, is live. So if you do want to tune in for the top tier action, you can do. The formation up though is about to get going even for the sprint. It'll be interesting to see actually, is anybody differing in terms of the tyre strategies? And the answer is yes. Very interestingly, I've got to say as well. I went for a set of medium compound tyres in mine running earlier on. They were probably the better tyre to be on, I've got to say, towards the end of that stint. So, anybody on a set of softs, that's a Beauty Boy, Darry and Ben JS, are really going to have to work hard to try and get through the field on that set of soft compound tyres. For Beauty Boy, it's not too bad, because he's got the advantage at the top end of the field, similar to Cross Lehman, Singapore, where he had a soft compound tyres and absolutely excelled, pardon the pun, excelled in terms of his racing out on track and that race win in the end in Singapore, and that was a sprint race win on top of that as well for Cross Liam, and that's why he's 4th in the standings coming into tonight, or 5th in the standings even, coming into tonight. NSL Legend, though, on top. Everyone is on the set of mediums, bar from Patuka, who I think has been given... I'm not sure if he's confused. Confused.com, I'm thinking potentially here for the man in the Williams. He's on a set of hard compound tyres. And his strategy, I think, in the feature race, if it is going to be dry, which I think it is going to be, if it is in the feature race, the set of hard compound tyres, they're not the best tyre to be on in a sprint. Definitely not. Definitely not. They're hopeless. So I'm not sure what Patuka's doing. It's a bit like Felipe's strategy. I had Felipe in my DMs last week saying he only practices like an hour before the race and he has to try and think about his strategy on the fly. It's a bit like Patuka tonight. I think he's thinking about his strategy on the fly. I don't think he's necessarily done as much practice as what the other guys have in this lobby. So they're down in 10th position. Set a whole compound of tyres. He's going to be monumentally slower than everyone else. Matt Tibos, Jay Hings ahead of him, behind him. Dario and a set of softs behind him as well. He's going to get eaten up like a crocodile in a swamp. He really is. It's baffling. Absolutely baffling as to why he's got into a set of hard compound tyres. But yeah, I mean, they're entitled to go for whatever tyre they want at the end of the day, but set of hards? That's, yeah, baffling. Legend, though, is about to take up his grid position at the start-finish line, just in the number 1 grid slot. And he is a man to actually have on your side, pretty much from the front end of the field. He's very strong around this track, has picked up a podium in TML around here before as well. And then NSL Legend will be hoping for good launch off the line. Scream there in second, Pharrell there in third. Be interesting to see who gets the better run down in towards someone. Remember, Pharrell will take control of his car on this start. So the 5 red lights are about to come on in the gantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights here in Division 2. And it is... lights out, away we go for the sprint race, and Scream gets a very good start compared to Legend. Pharrell going to have to take control of his car. He's up the inside line in towards turn 1 on the back of these two. Scream tries to go all the way around the outside, and Legend might just try and pinch them on the outside of the track, the Mercedes, and he holds the lead through turn 1 at the source. I think everyone is clean through. Rick is taking very, very easily at the back of the field. He's right behind Larkin, trying to avoid all of the action that might happen down the straight. Beauty Boy now on the back of Pharrell, and Pharrell's got a really good run here on the back of Scream. Scream, though, screaming down the inside of Legend in towards the Lake Om. At the end of the first sector sprint, the Haas tries to go up the inside line. Now around the outside through the Lake Om. Legend gives him room, comes on track nearly, and he gets through. The Haas man through, and he's into the lead of the race. Beautiful racing actually between both of them. Legend coming back down in towards Bruxelles. A Beauty Boy trying to get the move on now. Felipe is in a rush. He wants to try and get through. A Beauty Boy into third. Pharrell there in fourth. Bit of a bump draft, bit of an IndyCar sort of move there from Beauty Boy. Felipe trying to get a move done now on Pharrell. Down in towards Puon. Through the inside line he goes, and it's just about a Williams an AlphaTauri shaped gap through there. Beautiful stuff from Felipe. He's He's into fourth. Pharrell there in fifth. D-Mort's there in sixth. And now Matt Tibos and YHY side by side coming into the final chicane. Scream leads the way, Legend second, and Beauty Boy in third. Matt Tibos right on the back of YHY, losing all the positions, but a great stop by Scream. Scream's away, but he's only 0.3 of a second clear of NSL Legend in second. And look at the overtake mode going on here from NSL Legend. Powers to the inside line through Blanchimon. Not a realistic opportunity move if you haven't got the ERS, and that's Legend through, and he's back into the race lead. Scream there in second. Trying to now hunt a Beauty Boy in third. Be interesting to see how much battery he's actually used up on that first lap. The Beauty Boy's got 89% of ERS, Scream on 81, Legend on 50%. So he obviously wants to try and get on with things. At what expense though later on in the race? Because the battery, honestly, apart from turn 1 and through the middle sector where you can gain the battery back, there's not really many opportunities to gain the battery. So he is going to be really under pressure. He wants to try and escape up the road. It might be second coming though, as Screaming a Beauty Boy might be on the back of him in the not too distant future. And speaking of on the back, D-Mort's on the back of Pharrell into the right-hander now of Lake Com at the end of the Kemmel straight. D-Mort's the Aston Martin to the inside line on the Ferrari. The Ferrari tries to hang it all the way around the outside. D-Mort's on the outside line, hangs on. Beautiful stuff by D-Mort's through, and he's into fifth. Pharrell and Conor O'Keefe trying to get in there as well. Conor O'Keefe trying to get a bit of a bump pass on there on the back of his teammate. maybe trying to force the hurry up there on the back of Ariel Farrell. Farrell, though, not looking too bad there in 6th. Conor O'Keefe there in 7th. Really wants to try and make this move done. Not down in towards P1. That's definitely not going to happen. Interval timings, by the way, will fix themselves at the end. Katsuka as well came into the pit lane after apparent front wing damage from somewhere. So on that set of soft compounded tyres, he is going to have a mountain to climb in this sprint. As Matt Tebos is on the back of YHYY, not looking too bad as he comes through the right-hander now. And there's a huge car pile-up. Darry's been spun, Jay Haynes has been spun, and that's a VSC. VSC out on track. Just as I was about to say, there's not really been much action in this race. Jay Haynes has got damage, right side end plate damage on the car. Darry, I think, has been spun by him. Darry now ahead. Jay Haynes with front wing damage. And that was a near 2-3 car pile-up, I've got to say, in towards Campos. Darry there, just about escapes. Might have rear wing damage on the car if he's being punted from behind. Oh my god, he nearly has front wing damage on the back of Rick there. And toward the left-hander at the bus stop. Liam Cross is into the pit lane. That might be for set of soft compounded tyres, or was he involved in that incident as well? Very difficult with the camera angles, obviously, there to see who might have been involved, who wasn't. Liam Cross is into the pit lane, and there is a front wing change. So no front wing for Liam Cross. Jay Haynes spun in that, Darry's spun in that as well. So big collection there of a gaggle of cars. Darry's continuing on then 15th. Liam Cross in 16th, Jay Haynes in 17th. Needed a full safety car ideally to get back in this race. NSR Legend though leads the way. But look at his ERS, 37% of ERS, Scream 92, a Beauty Boy 100. So, for me, for Legend's perspective, he's done the wrong call, I think, immediately within this. It looks like they're getting back underway, and the Beauty Boy gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Legend was a better speed on the VSC just ahead. I was about to mention that, and then we saw a Beauty Boy get that VSC penalty. So that is him speeding under the safety car, the VSC, and picking up a penalty. So the Finn is down there in 3rd. He's going to be a hell of a lot further down the field compared to where he is now. Of course, with the VSC, with the drive-through penalties on this game, you have to serve it up within the next 3 laps. So you can either choose to serve it this lap, next lap, or the lap after. If not, he will get disqualified from the session if he doesn't serve it beyond lap 5. If he feels that the game is hard done by with that, report it to the stewards. Stewards are not really going to do much. It's Conor O'Keefe now on the back of Farrell. Farrell playing a bit of DRS chicken, or has he got damage potentially on that car? Or as he loses more time now to YHYY. YHYY now through these into 7th. And Farrell there in 8th position. And that is him through the final corner. So he is going to stay on the back. That might have been the case for DRS games. DRS games have been mentioned essentially as a reporting mechanism here within within League of Europe. So Farrell there in 8th might be hard done by. He was going to be within DRS range, I think, on the back of D-Mort, so I'm not really sure why he's got on there. Oh, Matt Tibos nearly having a half spin there up the hill through Arouge and Radion. Now up the hill, down toward the Camel Straight, down toward Lake Com. Matt Tibos on the back of Farrell. Farrell on the back of YHYY. Well, anyways, on the back of Ben Jess. Ben Jess has made good ground through the field. Having a look at the position gains early on. Ben Jess is actually getting the most. 5 positions gained. Tope gaining 4. Larkin gaining 4. Rick gaining 4 as well. And at the moment in time, sprint race-wise, none really of the top 5, apart from Ben Jess, I think, in the championship, is actually up there right now. So, Ben Jess, they're in 10th position, is the highest place of the title protagonists coming into tonight. Currently in this race. Rick on the back of Larkin. Championship hopes. There's a championship hope that was spun down through Lake Orme, and that's Liam Cross. Liam Cross, whatever you like to call him, you'd be cross with that one, coming down the hill and towards Bruxelles. And that is him getting caught in that outside curb. He's probably trying to rotate the car one way, and then it's gone the other way, and it's just snapped on him. And that's Liam Cross. They're down in 18th position, and oh my word, he nearly ended up on the wall there again. My word. Gravel on the tyres as well, not going to really do him any disservice at all. So this is going to be a real pressure scenario for him out on track, as a Beauty Boy is into the pit lane to serve up that drive-through penalty. That means everyone else behind him gains a position as a result, with him coming into the pit lane. NSR Legend still leads the way, second the gap, but look at the ERS usage, 21%. Trying to desperately try and get Scream out of that DRS, but Scream's got more battery. And he looks quicker physically down the straight as well. I think he's just within DRS range. He is indeed. Scream's just within DRS range. Filippo there in third, Demort's there in fourth. Demort hasn't got DRS, so Conor O'Keefe might try and close in down the straight here, down the camel in towards Les Combes. Might try and close in, but I don't think it's going to be good enough from his perspective there in fifth. Just tries to stay on the back of the Aston Martin for now, as Rick gets a move done on Larkin, down in towards Les Combes as Liam Crossover ties into pit lane. Through Les Combes they go, and Rick Fooney's into 12th, and Larkin there down into 13th. Nicely done there by the championship leader. Fooney's into 12th. NSL Legend leading the way out in front from Scream in second, Filippo there in third, 6/10 of a second. The gap between Filippo and Scream right now. Everyone's still in that sort of medium compound tires. It's called no mandatory pit stop within the sprint. 2 mandatory pit stops, of course, within the feature race. So it is a 2-stop strategy that the drivers are going to be going on. And if you don't, then you get disqualified from the race. Quite simply. Oh, as Matt Tebos has a huge mistake there, coming through curve Paul Frere. And now, Ben GS, well anyway, are going to be right on the back of him, right on the hunt, coming through Blanchimont. Matt Tebos, though, uses up the battery to good effect. Ben GS does not want to risk this move, and to be fair, I wouldn't want to risk this move in this scenario. He's there on the back of Matt Tebos, but he's now out of DRS range, Matt Tebos to Farrell, so I think Ben GS, in all hindsight, should have went for that move. Well, anyway, in Tote trying to go around the outside now through the final corner at the bus stop. Didn't work. Now on the run down towards turn number 1 at Les Combes. At La Source even. La Source hairpin at turn number 1, where the drainage really does work on this game. And in real life as well. But Legend leading the way. Scream there in second. Filippo there in third. Scream now on the back of Legend. All of this will be built up to a final lap push, I think, from the Oriel man there in second. He's doing a great job right now. Filippo there in third, Demort's there in fourth. Well, anyway, in the background, looking on the back of Ben GS, he pulls to the right-hand side, maybe to try and say, you know what, like Aston Villa, they've got to get a move on. Ben GS there in ninth. Well, anyway, there in 10th. Well, anyway, the pull right on the back of the Brits coming through Les Combes. Legend, though, leading the way. Just a bit of a mistake there by Scream. Scream, though, beginning to find his tyres, find his groove now. There in second. Running a nice run, actually, out on track at this stage. There in second. Filippo there in third, Demort's there in fourth. That's how it stands right now. I'm going to be starting 12th position, by the way, in my reverse championship grid race, which is not going to be too bad at all. Legend, though, leading the way, Scream in second, Filippo there in third, Demort's in fourth, Conor O'Keefe there in fifth, as it stands here in Division 2. Division 1, by the way, is live, so if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. Puny Boy has picked up another penalty, this time a 3 seconds worth of penalties out on track from him. Division 1, as I say, is live as well. And Rocco leads the way from Azara in second, Doom there in third. They're going into the final lap. We're about to go, I think, on the penultimate lap of the race. And Legend there leads the way for now, going on to the penultimate lap. Conor O'Keefe there on the back of Demort's. Beautiful helicopter shot, actually. Right on board with these two. Coming through the final corner. Ferrari tries to find the feet coming through the final corner. YYY, though, is on the back of him. Down in towards turn number 1. I think everyone's just running a big old DRS train down the straights. In towards turn number 1. Not looking too bad at all, I think, from his perspective. Now coming through the left-hander of Arouge and Radion. That's Arouge and that's Radion, actually, at the top of the hill. And Scream has got a really good chance now, closing in on the back of NSL Legend as Demort has picked a 3-second penalty. And Conor O'Keefe, just for good measure, has run on the back of him down the straight. And he's out of DRS here, is Demort. And now Conor O'Keefe pulls the inside line. Job done for the Ferrari. Beautiful move, actually, from Conor O'Keefe. Demort's there. Broke early going into the corner. He realised he was going to get boxed in by Philippe in front. He was closing in on the AlphaTauri, but in the end, the Ferrari gets on top of that one. Conor O'Keefe doing his into fourth, and probably, maybe one of the best performances I think I've seen him drive all season, which is really good. Legend leading the way. Scream there in second. Filippo there currently in third. As I say, Division 1 is live, so if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. If you want to stay here with me and my solo comes, then you can do that as well. Legend, though, leading the way. 0.5 of a second the gap over Oriel Scream. Legend, my big concern is that battery. 25% of EOS. Scream has got triple that. 79%. Coming through now, curve Paul Frey. Stavolo at the right-hander through turn number 14. And this is now going to be an uphill task, surely, for the Mercedes man ahead. I mean, I will him on, because I'm a Mercedes man myself in Division 3, but Scream on the back of Legend, this is only going to go one way, and look at the speed. Philippe has lost there to the back of Scream. These two might have it between themselves going on to the final lap. They come through the final couple of corners. Legend leading the way. Scream there in second. Felipe there in third. Felipe is out of EOS range and Scream pulls away down the straight. Felipe's going to try and hang on in there if he can do. Coming through the source. 9/10 of a second behind. So I think he's going to get just about within DRS range. But here is Scream, the Haas man, on the back of the Mercedes man of NSR Legend. Legend looking for his first victory here in Division 2 this season. Scream also looking for his first victory this season. And Powers to the outside line. Legend can't defend. Beautiful move down the straight corner. Keith going for Felipe as well. Down the inside line. Felipe will try and hang it all the way around the outside. He does! Ferrari gives him space in the end, but the AlphaTauri, man, that, I think, was a bit of a bump shot there from him. That's a bump to pass, in my opinion. Felipe Thuni's into third, Conor O'Keefe there in fourth, YHY there in fifth. Felipe there on the outside line. He was half a car length behind going into the corner, and he's ended up being a full car length ahead. That wouldn't have happened, quite simply, if there wasn't contact there. Scream though leading the way. Legend there in second. Legend's uphill task begins on here. Through now the Panya chicane. The right-hander now flicking through the left. Scream has done a very good race here so far. He's been really astute with his battery. 59% still of his battery. And now he can just blaze it in terms of his battery. Legend is going to be a very distant shadow very, very soon indeed. Legend down the straight though is beginning to catch. 4/10 of a second. The gap is closing. Legend using up all of his battery. Not over and done with yet in towards the bus stop. Is Legend going to go for broke? Is he going to go for the inside line into the bus stop? No. Not too, he's way too far back to go for that one. Conor O'Keefe, though, goes straight on Felipe. He has to cut across the track. Oh, and he makes contact with YHY. Not the race-ending position that we want to see him in. Scream to the line, though, wins. Legend there in second. Felipe there in third. YHY in the end fourth. And Conor O'Keefe and Felipe once again involved in contact. Coming to the final corner, very difficult to see what actually happened there with the camera angles obviously trained to the front guys ahead. Conor O'Keefe there in fifth. Not sure what happened, but that rejoin, honestly, was a very much a bit dangerous. Let's be honest there. That was a bit dangerous, I think, from his perspective. Demon Slayer's left the session, so hopefully he can get back in very soon. But, it is that man there. Ariel Tope gets rolled today by the in-game fans. What about the in-game fans there? The Mercedes man, he's not out on top in this one. But it is Ariel Scream who was out on top. Coming into tonight's sprint, the German takes it from the Dane of NSR Legend in second. Legend, to be fair, if he didn't use up that battery, he would have won that race. I'll be honest, he would have won that race. In second, Felipe there in third. Felipe, I think, getting away with potential murder there on Conor O'Keefe. I've got to be honest, into the bus stop chicane. Third position, YHY fourth. Conor O'Keefe there in fifth. Conor O'Keefe apologising, by the way, to YHY, which is always what we like to see. Felipe saying auto gears is not to his liking around this track as well. Matt Tibbles there in sixth. Pharrell in seventh. Ben JS in eighth. Tope in ninth. D-Mort's top 10. And that's how it goes in terms of the points. Well, anyway, Rick, Larkin, Beautyboy, Darry top 15. Suka J. Hings and Liam Cross, the 18 drivers to compete in that sprint. The feature race will be coming up in just a short moment. Looking through the comments section as well. Ren saying, ban Conor O'Keefe from F1 games. Not necessarily. I mean, that was a dangerous rejoin, but the way he was on that outside curve can fling you off quite severely around this track. Trust me, I've been there before around this track on this game, and it's not fun. Not fun at all. And it was a bit like, remember where everyone went off, albeit in wet conditions, I think it was in 2010 around here, where Hamilton, Vettel, Webber, all of them went off through the final corner. It was a bit like that in terms of Felipe and Conor O'Keefe, albeit I think in terms of contact and albeit in terms of a very dangerous rejoin there, and no spins, unfortunately, well, fortunately I think no spins for them, but it is going to be put towards the stewards for seeing how that might go. But yeah, Formation Lab is about to begin already, so we are getting hot-footed into the feature race. These guys really want to try and give me a little break in terms of commentary. Hope you are enjoying the stream though so far. If you are, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. 22 laps about to go out on track, and Ariel Scream has opted for a set of soft compound tyre, which is not a bad situation to be in whatsoever. Now, normally, we have short qualifying in here. In short qualifying, you normally get 3 sets of soft compounder tyres, 1 set of mediums. You only get 1 set of softs in the feature, I think. Yeah. Might be wrong. But then you've got a free choice in terms of tyre strats. So, in that free choice, everyone can go on whatever tyre they want to. And judging by this, half the field's got into a set of soft compound tyres. So obviously it means that, for sake of me, I've got my strategy wrong, potentially, first and foremost. But it means I'm going to be at a significant advantage at the start of the race. Now, obviously with a set of soft compound tyres, they can't go soft, soft, soft throughout the entirety of the race, because that'll just disqualify them at the race. So, for me, I think it'll be soft, medium, softs, soft, soft, mediums, medium, soft, softs. That's where I think you're going to be leading to in terms of the strategy. Ariel Farrell's got into a set of hard compound tyres. Again, not sure what his thinking is. It might be hard, soft, soft in terms of his strategy. That's what I think he's going through in terms of the mentality of things. But for me, set of soft compound tyres, set of mediums, perfect to be on. Set of mediums can last around about 9 laps at around about a 50% rate up until lap 9. So the medium compound tyres are very good. Set of softs, 7 laps in, and you've gone through 50% already. So the softs not necessarily the tyre to be on, I think, in terms of the start of the race, unless you want to try and put in lap 6, lap 7, try and force a medium in for about 9 or 10 laps, and then come back in for set of softs, and then try and even things out. But yeah, it is very, very unusual to spin out to stop twice in spots. This will be very spicy indeed, as Render's just mentioned there in the chat. I agree. I think it will be really spicy. As long as everyone stays within the DRS train, I think everyone will be fine. I have a feeling, though, it's all going to be spaced out from the midpoint of the race, which for me on solo comms will be very good, because I'd want that, to be honest. I don't want absolute hell for leather racing going on out on track. But for you guys as the viewers, I'll be bad for you because you want to see the battles out on track. And we can take on board, actually, with Ariel's Scream for this race start. Wish we had a better camera on this, but we'll have to go with it. Ariel's Scream there on pole position from the sprint, and now we're about to go racing once again. 5 red lights now coming on the gantry for League of Division 2, round 11 of the championship. Lights and away we go, and Scream gets a very good start. Legend alongside him, though, gets a good start. He might try and pull alongside in towards turn number 1, and he is alongside him in towards turn 1. Tries to hook it all the way around the outside, and he is just about ahead. He gets the move done, and it's all Legend absolutely powers his way through turn number 1 at the source. Job done for him. He soon leads into the race lead. Coming through Rouge and Radion for the first time. Unsettling the car there slightly. The Hassman on the back of the Mercedes. And now it's a drag race up in toward Lecom. And Scream definitely wants this move for the race lead. Legend on the inside line. Running down the Camel Straight. Giving each other very good room. Scream tries to go all the way around the outside. Beautiful move. Ariel Scream, what about that one? It's a scream. It's like Kevin De Bruyne's goal earlier on for Man City. Legend through, down to second. Felipe fighting the quiet to our right. Everyone's clean through, I think, in the background. No contact so far. Down in towards Bruxelles. But Scream now leads the way. Legend in second. Felipe there in third. Scream with a screaming move around the outside for the race lead. Matt Tibos as well, right on the back of Conor O'Keefe, side by side. With Ariel Tolt making ground on Ariel Farrell. Farrell, though, gets a better exit. Coming out of Pouon, takes the thinner line. Might try and get the run up into the final chicane. Doesn't. Rick making good ground. Championship leader up into 10th. Following one of his nearest title rivals in Ben JS there into 9th. Not a bad situation so far. EOS, by the way, will come on at the end of lap 1. I will turn that on at the end of lap 1. But anyway, on the back of Larkin. Coming through the right hand, and now Stavilo. Scream though leads the way. Legend there in second. Felipe there in third. Let's have a look though at the telemetry. Let's have a look at the ERS. And well, anyway, at the minute, 76% of ERS right on the back of Larkin. Coming in toward the bus stop chicane. Is he going to think about the move the pole on the back of the bricks? May do. Inside line. Oh, that's a bit forceful there from the Alfa Romeo. And McLaren just about gets on top of that. Larkin there in 11th. Well, anyway, then 12th. Nobody's in the pit lane. But all hell for leather further down the field. Oh, it's forced off track there. Was Ariel Farrell, I think, may have had a snap there. May have caught a little bit of contact there with Rick. Rick there down in 10th. Larkin there in 11th. Interval timings will fix themselves. But judging by this, Scream there leads the way. Legend in second. Here comes Ariel Felipe, though. On the back of the front, too. And look at the closing speed that the AlphaTauri man has got. Legend there leading the way. Felipe in second. Scream there in third. The Romanis, they are coming down in towards Lake Orb. Legend, though, leading the way. Felipe in second, Scream third, Conor O'Keefe there in fourth. Conor O'Keefe there right on the back of Scream. Coming through the right-hander of turn number 7, 8, Bruxelles. Whatever number Bruxelles is around this track. Conor O'Keefe there in fourth. On the side of medium, it's actually really hanging on to this to the coattails of this race early on. It's really nice to see. Legend, though, leading the way. Felipe in second. Has Legend used less ERS than Scream? Yes is the answer, but not as much. I think he might have heard me, maybe, from him earlier on. Battery life is all important around this track, and Legend there in the lead, 73% of ERS. Felipe on 81, Scream on 87, and he's running slightly low on fuel. Which is an interesting note, because that yellow fuel light indicates there is less than a litre fuel of less than a litre's worth of fuel in that car. So he's going to have to do a little bit of fuel management, and I think Conor O'Keefe is realising that. He's right on the back of him, coming through coming through Blanchimont, now on the outside line for the bus stop chicane. Is Conor O'Keefe going to risk the move? No. And I wouldn't know either. Coming through the left-hander of the bus stop chicane for the second time. Pharrell, Liam Cross there, getting caught on the back of Demorse. I think Demorse is in a bit of strife there to the inside line. I'm not sure if there's any damage potentially on the car, if that was just taking avoiding action from the Aston Martin, but Demorse head down in the 17th, but an absolute disaster stop for him in this race after that disconnection. They're down. Jay Haynes trying to get the move done through the inside line of turn 1, and they're now going to fight side by side, maybe down the straight through Rouge and Radion, but not going to be quite the case, as Felipe now on the back of NSL Legend for the race lead. Powers down the straight to the inside line. Job done for Felipe, job done for Scream, hanging on to third on the back of Conor O'Keefe. Wide toe. Pharrell, Liam Cross all changing position further down the field, nearly 3 wide, almost contact there, coming through Lake Orme, and Liam Cross just about hanging on that side of hard compound tires. Pharrell is a rolling roadblock out on track, and Will Anyway is going to be absolutely eyeing up this move through the inside of Bruxelles. Trying to get the job done on the outside line now, through Jackie X corner. Oh, they're in the wall! Well, anyway, and Darry get caught on each other. Unfortunately, well, anyway, I think didn't realise that Darry had such a good exit coming through the corner. They've got caught on each other. That might go to the stewards. Well, anyway, 17. Darry there in 18. Luckily, though, they've only hit each other. They have not got in the wall. They haven't got any front wing damage, noticeably from our end as well. Just one of those unfortunate situations where if you get caught in the driver on this game, the contact model will punish you, as Legend gets the job done around the inside line, I think, through Blanchimont, and gets the job done on Felipe for the race lead. Oh, what a race. Conor O'Keefe now to the outside line into the bus stop. Trying to fly the car to the inside line, not quite getting the job done. Matt Tibos now on the back of YHYY. Rick very close there to the back of Ben JS in the background as well. The Legend now leading the way. Lap 4 out of 22 to the inside line. Matt Tibos looks on the back of YHYY. Inside move there going, potentially toe up the inside line of Conor O'Keefe. Scream there, hanging on for third. Conor O'Keefe there in fourth. Surely not down the outside. Surely not side by side through Rouge and Radion. That was never going to work. Never going to work. Not sure why you position your car in a way where there was going to be contact anyways. I don't know. Ben JS on the back of 5th, 6th, 7th, and there goes Rick to the inside line now for 7th. He gets boxed in, and YHYY trying to pull off a double move. Contact there. I think Rick has got got damage on that car. YHYY certainly might have damage on that rear wing. Spins the car around. Rick there has got front wing damage, I think, on the left side end plate, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely saw somebody's front wing fly off. Rick there in 8th, Liam Kloss there in 9th, Patuka there in 10th, and Matt Tibos there in 11th, and it's Matt Tibos, sorry. Matt Tibos, the one that has got left side end plate damage on that car. My word. These guys really keeping me up to work, certainly. Felipe leading the way, Legend second, Conor O'Keefe third, and Scream, Tug, Ben JS, Larkin, Rick, Liam Kloss, Patuka top 10, Beauty Boy Pharrell, Matt Tibos with that front wing damage down in 13th now, Jay Hings, Matt Tibbles now losing more ground. Jay Haynes, D-Maltz 13th, 14th. Matt Tibbles 15th, YHYY 16th. And then Well Anyway and Darry right down at the back of the field. Here comes Ben GS on the back of Taupe. Taupe around the outside of Oriel Scream. Beautiful move around the outside through Blanchimont. Nice and clean, nice and good positioning of the car there from the Haas man. Ben GS though looking to the inside line. Tries to dive it to the inside line. I saw Legend and Felipe. Felipe's in the pits. Felipe into the pit lane. Very early pit stop. Oh my word. Ben GS and Scream. Scream. Ben GS in the wall. Might be the first VSC of the night. What on earth happened there? Was that just getting caught in each other? That was a very shoddy camera angle from my part, so I apologise about that. But Scream there has got no front wing. How on earth is that not a VSC? No VSC deployed out on track. That's halfway down the straight where they've collided. And Scream there down in 12th. Larkin there, I think, was the one that had that incident. And Larkin, speaking of which, has got the job done now for second. Tope there in third. Liam Cross there in fourth. What on earth happened there? Tope now goes across Lake Om. This race is mad. This race is honestly absolutely mad. And there's a spinner in the background, and that's Jay Hings round. Coming through Lake Om, and that's by himself. Jay Hings spins by himself. And he retires, I think. Is that in the wall or is that out on track? He's retired out on track. Which, to be honest, given how he was still continuing in this race at a pretty good level, is shocking. I've got to be honest. NSL Legend leads the way. Felipe, by the way, he's came out on a set of medium compound tyres. And he's came out, potentially, with a big undercut on the back of NSL Legend. So that's what he'll be looking for at least. But Jay Hings retiring out on track. I never like to see a driver retire out on track. Judging how there's points going all the way down to 15th position, and judging that we're going to get, in this race, DNFs, it's disappointing. I could totally understand if he's got something else going on. Something very much more important than committing yourself to a league every week and trying to race for yourself. As Felipe now looks on the back of well anyway. Around the outside he goes. Felipe, beautiful move. Through and he's into 11th. Scream, I think, is in trouble there, letting Rick through. Rick through into 13th. And Rick has also came in the pit lane as well onto a set of medium compound tyres. So the earlier you pit in, the better it might be in terms of an advantage. But who knows? Legend coming through the final corner. Philippe's on the left-hand side. You can't see him on the left-hand side. But trust me, he's going to be side by side with him coming out of the pit lane. Philippe is there. There's Legend. And he's ahead. Philippe is ahead. Oh, well anyway. And well anyway ahead of Legend. Screamer's retired there in the pit lane. And that is 2 retirements within the space of how many corners? How many laps? 6 laps through this race and already 2 retirements. Disappointing. Legend on the back of one anyway. Job done for him down the straight. Oh, look at the closing speed to the inside line. Down in toward Lake Om. Philippe can't fight this, surely. Inside line. Legend on the outside line now. Fighting for absolute hell's breath coming to the right-hander of Lake Om, and Legend can't find the way through, and it's Felipe that has to get the job done. Felipe does get the job done. He's through and he's into 7th even. Legend there in 8th. Well, anyway, there in 9th. Really good battle. But Legend again with his ERS is lacking. 30% less than what Felipe is ahead, and Felipe has got that undercut working. So it's a very interesting race now. Tope on the back of Liam Cross. The current 2nd and 3rd position out on track. I'm just going to take a slight breath from commentary. I'll be back with you in roughly about a minute's time. And rightfully back, as Tope was looking for the move there on the back of Liam Cross. Liam Cross continues on, drivers low are in the pit lane, and that is Larkin in, Tope in. And them are the only 2, I think, to come in this lap around. It's not too bad. Tope there into the pit lane, coming out behind Larkin, and they're in very much a bit of clear out, because Conor O'Keefe on that set of hards is going to try and last out to another set of soft compound tyres. That is going to be his play, his ploy within that race. There's a beauty boy right on the back of Liam Cross, coming down through the right-hander of Lake Om, the exit of Lake Om, coming down towards Bruxelles. Oh my word, Liam Cross nearly losing control of the car, down in towards Bruxelles. As I say, Telesoft compound tyres, judging by how early everyone's pitted in, Telesoft is probably not necessarily the better tyre to be on right now. But then again, I'm not Mystic James, and these guys are not Mystic out on track either. Patuka leads the way, Liam Cross there in 2nd, a beauty boy there currently in 3rd, Pharrell there in 4th, with Legend there in 5th. Not looking too bad, I've got to say, this race at all. Scream though leaving the session. Jay Hings out of the race, left the session as well. Disappointing, because Scream, I know for a fact, if there was a safety car in this race, safety car would have definitely determined, I think, his race going forward. And if there is a safety car later on in the race, then it's going to be a really bad look on him, because he retired in the pit lane, when in potentially a point-scoring position. Jay Hings retired out on track, and that's his point from his perspective, because we know he's better than that as well. But Patuka leads the way from Liam Cross there in 2nd. Then, Liam Cross was in second. He's now into pit lane. So he is in to the pit lane. Set of soft compounder tyres on the car currently. This will be, I would imagine, for set of mediums for about 10 laps? No, I think he'll probably go mediums for about 8 or 9 and then come in the pit lane. Set of mediums on. Out of his car, out of his box he comes. And I should be joining out, I think, behind D-Morts potentially here. Coming out through the right-hander turn number 1. There goes Conor O'Keefe. And D-Mort is behind him, so just about behind, but he will be probably ahead of him, running down the straight. It's going to be a really good battle, I think, coming through a Rouge and Radion. And look at D-Mort in terms of the battery, already using that battery up, oh my word. Liam Cross will try to come across on him, and Conor O'Keefe is just a sitting duck down the straight. Here comes Liam Cross on the outside line on D-Mort. Wow! Tries to get the car stopped, can't. Has to take the escape mode, just about rejoins on track, gets Conor O'Keefe through, gets D-Mort through as well. Conor O'Keefe enforced wide as well, maybe in terms of that correction from Liam Cross rejoining on track, may have put him off, and Liam Cross back through and he's into 11th, Conor O'Keefe there in 12th. Otherwise, that could have been a legal overtake potentially for the Ferrari. Wow. Ren saying Conor O'Keefe literally got Riccardo Zonda. He did. I mean, most drivers are getting Riccardo Zonda even out on track. Fatuka leads the way, a Beauty Boy there in second, Farrell there in third. Yeah, this race is something. I'll admit, it is something. Larkin on the back of Well anyway. Easy move down towards Blanchimont. And he's through. As I lose my voice, Larkin through and he's into 7th. Well anyway there in 8th. Well anyway now looking on the back of Larkin. Is he going to look to the inside line? No. Larkin lurks for 7th. On that much fresher compounder tyre. Gets the job done. On Well anyway. Well anyway, one of the drivers along with Frontier and Farrell was still out there and yet to make their first stop out on track. Will I clear my throat again? I'll be back with you in about a minute. Oh, there we are. Voice recovered somewhat, I hope. Glad I don't need it for racing later on. Fatuka leading the way, Farrell in second, a Beauty Boy there in third, Legend there in fourth, Felipe there in fifth, Rick 6th, Tope 7th, Larkin 8th, Will Anyway 9th, D-Morts 10th, Liam Cross, Conor O'Keefe, Ben JS, Matt Tibbles, White top 15, and then Darry there down in 16th position. Apologies if I am sounding a little bit rough. Wasn't like this when I was coming into commentary. Wasn't like this at all before the stream started, and now, after that sprint, my voice is already going. And we're still only on lap 9 out of 22. Better go on to lap 10 out of 22 as a Beauty Boy ranges in on the back of Ariel Farrell. Not going to get the job done there, my friend. Williams on the back of the Ferrari. And in fact, when 2 are in, Beauty Boy continues on. So Beauty Boy continued on, probably in a finish sense, saying, yep, stay out, stay out. Legend now ahead of Felipe as well out on track. He's trying to gap now the Ariel man and behind, but the Ariel man has still got 24% more ERS than Legend at this stage. Now Felipe ranges in, just wants to try and stay within ERS range on the back of Legend. Coming now through a Rouge and Radion. Tuca's got onto a set of softs, Farrell on a set of mediums, well anyways on a set of softs. Apologies. Felipe on the back of Legend. Legend there second. Felipe there in third. They remain as they are. Liam Cross now on the back of D-Morts. It should be easy. Hopefully for my voice it'll be an easy move. And Liam Cross down the straight. Job done for him. Conor O'Keefe storming on the back of D-Morts as well. Might have to pull to the inside line here. And he thinks second of it. And to be fair, didn't buy his rejoin out on track earlier on. I wouldn't second guess him at that. Tuca though was behind and already catching on the back of these three. So running down the straight, in towards now the right-hander of Bruxelles, on lap 10 out of 22, Patuka looking on the back of Conor O'Keefe in the set of softs. It's so much quicker than the man on the set of hards in front of him. And Patuka there, Conor O'Keefe is only going to be going one way, I think, here, and that could be backwards. Looks towards the outside line. Oh, switches to the inside line. Bazooka now on the outside line through the Spanish chicane. Conor O'Keefe just lets him go. Nice move for Bazooka. He's through and he's into 9. And then Conor O'Keefe there down in 10th position. But look at these set of softs. Compared to the mediums around, look at the set of softs. So much quicker. And Bazooka flying past Demorts once again. Down the straight, down Blanchimont. In towards Blanchimont now. And Bazooka through and he's into 8th. So Beauty Boy finally decides to come in the pits as Legend and Felipe lead the way out on track. A good gap as well out on track actually. Bazooka there now through. Liam Cross next target acquired. For the man there in 8th position. The Finn right on the back of the Haas. Haas man there in what will be 6th position potentially coming out of the pit lane. The Beauty Boy's still there in his pit box. And he is rejoining track right hand side very shortly. There he is. Going to be side by side maybe with Matt Tibbles coming out of the pit lane. But Beauty Boy is staying out in 12th. So not bad going there at all. Beauty Boy there through and he's into 12th. And I think we've just seen changes for the race lead and for 3rd as well. We have indeed. Felipe through and he's into the race lead. Legend looking on the back of him. Tope through and he's into 3rd now on the back of Rick. Locking there in 5th position. Beauty Boy and Benji S 11th and 12th position now on track. Again, apologies about the voice. Hopefully I'm doing a good job still. Tuka there now through on Liam Cross down and towards Brissell. Easy as you like, he is there through. And he's into potentially that winning position within this race where he's on that set of soft compound tyres. Yes, he's got a lot of gap to make up on the back of Rick and Larkin. He's going to be on a set of soft compound tyres though coming the end of the race. This is going to be really big, I think, in terms of him and in terms of his race style and in terms of his pace. Because his pace, compared to the front guys ahead, so much quicker right now. Will be closing in on them. It's just whether or not how much you can use up within that period. Division 1, by the way, out on track as well, is currently going on. They are full inters and under a safety car right now. We're about to go into lap 12. They're on lap 12 as well. They're coming through their column right now. Nathan leading the way, Alpin 2nd, Gary there in 3rd. What the hell has gone on in Division 1? Conor O'Keefe through on Demorts. Demorts into the pit lane. That might be set for a set of hards potentially to the end of the race, or maybe another set of mediums. Depends on what strategy. Legend though on the back of Felipe. Race lead now. Battle about to commence. Mercedes on the back of the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri man is going to be a long distance shadow down the straight. Legend powers past him down the straight. Job done for the NSR man, and he is through and he's into the lead of the race. And there goes Rick in the background as well. On the back of Tope, Rick looking very impressive, I've got to say. Championship leader coming into tonight, remember. Had that incident earlier on. He's there in 3rd, Tope there in 4th, Larkin there in 5th, and Larkin lurks on the back of these guys. As I say, Division 1, by the way, is live, so if you do want to tune in for Division 1, you can do. If you want to see a full intermediate compound race out on track, you can do. There are 6 DNFs, though, in that race so far, what I will say. So 6 DNFs out on track, and Enlar is still going on out on track, which I'm very happy about. Legend leads the way. Felipe there in 2nd. Rick there in 3rd. Tope in 4th. Larkin there in 5th. At 12 out of 22. Suddenly the voice is starting to come back again, which is good. Can try and go a few more octaves, a few more in terms of giving my all in terms of this race. Hopefully in terms of my race later on as well, it will be really good, I think, in terms of the racing out on track. But Legend, though, leading the way for now. Felipe there in 2nd. They're still going to make their second pit stop. Second pit stops will come unless they're going on a set of mediums. They should be going for a set of softs, I think, toward the end of the race. And that is why I think they're staying out for now. Nobody's coming in the background and behind. Not for now, anyways. Corral there in 8th. Beauty Boy in 9th. Conor O'Keefe there in 10th. Conor O'Keefe on that set of hards. Really, really working hard now on that set of hards. Those tyres are not going to be the best. I'll be honest there with the Ferrari man out on track. Beauty Boy in front of him on that fresh set of softs. Going to make him look like mincemeat down the straight. He really is. Tope on the back of Rick. Larkin on the back of Tope. Tope on the back of Rick. This is for this P3 battle out on track. Sparks flying in the face there of the McLaren. Maybe double Sparks down in towards turn number 5, but it is. Tope Fooney's into 3rd. Rick down in 4th. Larkin there in the top 5 right now. 12 of you, by the way, tune in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Each and every one of you. You are very special to me because you are either like in the commentary, I'm doing something right, or these drivers are doing something right out on track compared to Division 1. And Division 1, I think, has only got 4 viewers, so once again, we are tabling a lot higher than what Division 3 is going to do a little bit later on, hopefully. But you never know. Legend leads the way. Felipe in second, Tope there in third, Rick in fourth, Larkin there in fifth. Still no full safety car out on track for now. Doesn't look like we're going to get one anytime soon, unless there's an individual mistake potentially out on track. Farrell on the back of Liam Cross. Liam Cross on the back there, under pressure from Oriel Farrell. But they've got a rampaging the Beauty Boy trying to catch them on the back, and he's 1.3 seconds behind. In fact, he's there in camera shot right on the back of these two. That's Farrell. Oh, cross Liam coming right across there on Farrell. Running towards Blanchimont. If I was in Farrell's shoes right now, I'd think about going up the outside line into the bus stop. I'll really be honest here, but I think he's gonna second guess that. He's not gonna go for the move. That's why I got a 5-second penalty last week. Legend though leading the way, Felipe in second. Liam Cross though into the pit lane. Surely this is not for a set of soft compound tyre at this stage as he retires in the pits. He retires in the pits and I don't know why. Yeah. Felipe on the back of Legend though. Race lead. About to go for the inside line again, Ariel Felipe. Inside line, job done. NSR Legend there in second, Ariel Tope there in third. Here comes Rick on the back of these two. Larkin hunting in this battle as well for fifth. All the championship protagonists up there. Bob NGS further down the field, down in 10th position. Disappointing from him so far tonight. Like Aston Villa's collapse early on against Brentford. Felipe leading the way. Legend in second, Tope there in third, Rick in fourth, Larkin there in fifth. Lap 14 out of 22. We will probably finish, I hope, unless there's any rain forecast, which I don't think there is. I think we are going to finish before Division 1, which I will send you hopefully straight over to that stream once this is done. Larkin there in fifth, Rick there in fourth. We will run and bubble this battle for a little while. I'm going to take my third break of the night. I'm going to be back with you in about a minute's time as Felipe has picked up a 3-second penalty. Hold the phone. Felipe has picked up a 3-second penalty out on track. That could be crucial toward the end of the race. Apologies about that little bit of lag there on the stream. I was trying to do something, trying to redirect the stream, but I can't book because they might finish ahead of us. I don't know. Legend though on the back of Felipe. Felipe there looking now under the rear wing of the Mercedes. Mercedes now back into the lead. Felipe there in second. Here comes Rick for third. Podium position currently for Rick. Not doing enough, I don't think, to win the championship. Larkin there in fifth is holding on for grim life in terms of those positions. Championship, I think, might be decided next week, potentially, and if that is the case, Rick can go to Division 1 for the final 3 races of the season, if that is the case. Legend, though, leading the way. Felipe in second. Rick there in third. Lap 15 of 22 that we are on out on track. Division 1, as I say, is live. Division 1 at the minute on lap 14, so we're behind, and I've just seen Azara go around the outside of Nathan. So, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Legend there leading the way. Felipe there in second. Rick there in third. Lap 15 out of 22 here in Division 2. And of course, these guys are still got to make a pit stop. And I would imagine we see the first guys in on the set of mediums this lap. This lap around. Lap 15 out of 22. Try and extend the stint. Maybe go for an undercut. Maybe go for bold strategy. I'm thinking maybe Tope could go for that strategy. Rick and Larkin are on all the tyres. Third and fourth. But looking through. Legend, though, is in. Legend into the pit lane. He's the first one to come in. Tope continues on. Rick into the pit lane. I think Larkin's followed them in there as well. So, interestingly, they're coming into the pit lane. And absolutely spot on in terms of what I said there. Going on, I would assume, set of soft compound tyres till the end of the race. This is beautiful. This is perfect. It's not perfect timing. Because I think they've pitted in a lap earlier than my ideal strategy around here, but Legend, is he going to get out ahead of Matt Tibos? No, and he's behind well anyway. And that is going to be troublesome for the man there in 7th. Didn't realise that he was going to rejoin behind him, I don't think. And now he's going to have to use up his EOS to good effect, and he's absolutely storming at them. Maybe through the middle, goes through the middle. Beautiful stuff from Legend, powers through the middle. And it's job done. Like the parting of the Red Sea, Judas will be happy with that one. Legend Thuni's into 5th. Well, anyway, there in 6th. Matt Tibos there in 7th. Absolutely sublime speed down the straight. Not sure what that Mercedes is on right now. I want that set up later on. Legend Thuni's into 5th. Well, anyway, in 6th. And Matt Tibos there down in 7th. I know we was on a set of soft compounded tyres, but it takes a lot of judgment from, well, anyway, Matt Tibos for him to realise that he's got the closing speed, realise both of them at the same time, I think, right, we're going to have to leave him a gap right through the middle. It's a bit like the Autobahn, when there's a, when there's an ambulance trying to go through and they're mandatory stop on the right-hand side of the road. That's what it was like, go down the Campbell Straight. Legend Thuni's into 5th. Well, anyway, there in 6th. Takes some guts to do that. Legend's got some. Fleet now continues on. Interesting. Fleet continues on. Top is in. Top in's defended. Nearly collects the left-hand side of the wall. I broke my front wing there in Grand Prix mode earlier on in my practice. Hoping not to do the same in the race again, but you never know. Avidiboy in 2nd, Farrell there in 3rd. They continue on out on track. They're still yet to make, I think, their second pit stops, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Let's have a look, actually. Yeah, so we've got Felipe, Avidiboy, Farrell, Matt Tibos, and Will Anyway, who's just in the pit lane now, and Darry, in fact, all yet to make their second pit stops. I've been focusing on that very cautiously indeed. Larkin now on the back of Rick. Rick on the back of Matt Tibos. Patuka on the back of these guys as well. And Tulp's not too far behind either. Coming now down the Camel Straight. Matt Tibos now under pressure. I'm going to see a very similar scene. Not this time around. Rick through. Difficult for me to say. Larkin through and he's into 6th. Matt Tibos there down in 7th. Like taking candy from an Aston Martin baby down the straight down. Felipe leading the way, though. Beautiful there in 2nd. Farrell there in 3rd. And at the minute, Rick there in 5th. Larkin there in 6th. Patuka there right on the back of Matt Tibos. In toward the inside of Pouon. Not quite close enough. Oh, now they're the inside of Pouon. Matt Tibos hasn't got a shoulder to cry on for this move. Patuka on the outside line. Job done. Easy as you like. Patuka through and he's into 7th. As my voice hangs on for dear life, Felipe leads the way, Beauty Boy 2nd, Farrell there in 3rd, lap 17 out of 22. Intermediate runners are going on to lap 17, I think, roughly, in terms of the race there. Felipe, though, leading the way. Is Felipe in? No, continues on. Beauty Boy in, Farrell is in. If I was him, I would have put it in. He's going to lose so much more time in terms of the softs. I would have put it in. It's going to be very difficult for him. He's going to be between... He could be in the gap between Legend or Rick, or right on the back of Larkin, or he could be behind Patuka. And if he's behind Patuka, that is trouble for Felipe. He should have put it that lap around. I'm sorry. But yeah, this race is good. I'm liking this. It's a really, really good race so far. Larkin on the back of Rick. Rick there on the back of Larkin. Larkin now lurks for 4th. Two title protagonists go side by side down the straight. Larkin Thuni's into 3rd. And that is Rick Thuni's into 4th as well. Coming through the right-hand with Lake Hob. Fleet, though, leading the way. In the comment section right now, I want to see, if you were in Felipe's shoes right now, would you have come in earlier, or would you be continuing on with his strategy that he's doing right now? I'm interested to hear your point of view on that. Guys in the comment section, please come at me with that one. Felipe, they leading the way. Legend in 2nd, Larkin there in 3rd. It's a big loss in terms of a pit stop around here. It's something like 18, 19 seconds, I think, the pit stop. And if that's the case, Legend's 9.2 seconds behind. We're looking at Felipe potentially going to be behind Tope. And that is going to be too much ground to gain, in my opinion. I'm saying, though, the undercut is stronger. I totally agree. Undercut is stronger. But the gap's out on track. The way this race has gone, and the way they're spaced out, Felipe... He's going to struggle, I think. I think he's going to be on the back of Tope coming out of the pit lane. That'll be ideal, because Matt Tibos And a Beauty Boy. Matt Tibbles gets out of the way. He comes in the pit lane. A Beauty Boy there in 8th position. There's a yellow flag, and that's Will Anyway round at Stavilo. So Will Anyway round at Stavilo. Felipe into the pit lane. Legend's already gone through camera shot. So was Larkin. So was Rick. So was Patuka. So was Tope. Matt Tibbles has stayed out as well. And he's got a 5-second penalty, I think. Was that a 5-second penalty for Felipe? Have I missed something? I might have missed something. Felipe's behind Pharrell. He's got no chance. He's got absolutely no chance. As Legend goes for... Rick goes for... Rick goes for Larkin even for second. Larkin there in third. Tope in through on Patuka as well. Connor will keep going side by side down the throat with Ben Jess. Ben Jess now under pressure from Ariel Pharrell. Pharrell there down in 10th. Ben Jess there in 9th. Oh my word, inside line. Pharrell, how on earth he got that one done? I thought it was going to cascade down into the braking zone there. Maybe take Ben Jess with him. Just about took him with him. But in the end, it's a good, easy move there from Ariel Pharrell. Nice job. And he's into 9th. The Irishman trying to cook up something special here, coming down the straight in towards Puob. Legend though leading the way. Rick there in second. Larkin there in third. 2.2 seconds the gap. Rick has got double the amount of ERS compared to Legend. Legend is in trouble. Rick is closing in quick. Rick is closing in quick, but it all depends on these final 3 laps of this race and whether or not Rick can close that gap up for a second. Felipe, that undercut is stronger. That undercut will be strong for 6th. That's where he's going to finish, I think. That's where he's going to finish. He's misjudged that in terms of the strategy, and he'd be ruining on that and thinking, why on earth have I done that? But then again, it comes back to my point last week. He was in my DMs last week saying, I only do like an hour's worth of practice. I work like late shifts all through the days. Matt Tibbles there comes in the pit lane. Work through all shifts. In the end, for Felipe, they're down in 10th. It's a race opportunity gone wrong. He could have won that. He could have won that. Legend leading the way. Rick in second. Larkin there in third. Larkin, Rick. Championship contenders fighting out. 2.4 seconds the gap. 2.5. Running down the straight, Larkin passes Legend, Rick down the straight. Now his job done through and he's into second, Rick there in third. Luckily for the guys behind, what they've got is legs. What they've got is the amount of laps left in this race. What they haven't got, though, is going to be, oh my word, Conor O'Keefe nearly in the back of Pharrell. Philippe to the inside line, nearly takes Pharrell with him. Conor O'Keefe around the outside line, Philippe through and he's into 7th. Philippe through and he's into 7th. Undercut is much more potent. Conor O'Keefe. Ariel Pharrell there to the inside of Conor O'Keefe. Conor O'Keefe does not defend that one. As my voice is going again. Pharrell through. And he's into 8th. Conor O'Keefe there in 9th. And Ben Jess there in 10th. Penalties, by the way. I haven't really rolled on board with the penalties tonight. All 3 seconds. Beauty Boy 3. Felipe on 3. Must have picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which I missed. Ben JS on 3 and D-Morts on 3 further down on 3 as well. They may impact the bottom half of the standings more than the top half at this stage. Division 1, by the way, if you do want to tune in for that, that is live. Lap 19 out of 22. Better go on to lap 20. We're about to go on to lap 21. Hazara leading, Verstappen second, Baki there in third. Still, NLR needs down in 10th position. It's a disgrace. Rick on the back of Larkin. Second position. Closing in. 1.7 seconds. The gap for me is not enough. The gap for me, final lap of the race, is not enough. If it was a second, he'd be laughing. But he's not. He's going to be fighting with Rick. He's losing time down the straight. He seems weaker down the straight than Legend is. And Legend leading the way. Larkin second, Rick there in third. I think this race has gone from them. I think this is Legend's race to lose here. Rick on the back of Larkin. Gets the job done. Down the kennel straight. Down into all they come. Second place for him. Now they've got to work together. This is now the crucial part of the Grand Prix for them. They have got to work together. They're title rivals. They've got to put that aside. They've got to work together in this short-term period of this race. Rick is quick. 1.4 seconds. If he's within DRS range this time around, he's going to be there or thereabouts. Legend, though, my fear is ERS. He's got the gap, though. He's got the gap on track. 1.1 seconds is enough to win this race. Rick there in second, Larkin there in third. Rick closes that down to 0.8 of a second by the bus stop. Legend's in trouble. But if he hangs on and Legend tries to use up a bit of that battery, get Rick using up his battery in behind, Legend's going to have to push. But look at the gap. 9/10 of a second. Rick is flying out on track. And Rick having to use up a bit of that battery. Legend isn't. Legend isn't. So now this has got a little bit more even. Rick is closing in though down the straights. Coming through Blanchimont. Coming out into the bus stop. Coming for the final time. Legend leading the way. I'm still convinced that it is enough of a gap. But you never say never. In Formula 1, the final 6.5 kilometres here in Belgium about to begin. The final 6 kilometres even about to begin. Here in Belgium at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Legend leads the way. Rick, though, is right on the back of him. Coming through turn number 1 at the source. Legend is going to have to hope that Mercedes has got legs down the straight. Because Rick is powering onto the back of him. This, I'm afraid, is only going to go one way, I think. Rick powers through a Rouge and Radion, and now on the back of Legend, says goodbye to the back. Oh, and he actually makes contact with him, trying to switch to the inside line. Gives Legend a bit of a run, but Rick's through on the second time asking. He's through and he's into the lead of the race. Nicely judged by the Finn, albeit a little bit sketchy halfway down the straight there. Rick through and he's into the lead. Legend there in second. Undercut is potent. They're on the same strategy though. Legend's lost this race on ERS. It's as simple as that. He's lost the race on ERS and he might even lose second here on ERS as well. Larkin there in third, right on the back, but he hasn't got as much ERS compared to Legend. Legend on 19%, Larkin on 27%. Coming through Pouon, still not over and done with yet. Legend's got more ERS and Rick's running out of fuel here. This is not over and done with yet. Legend on the back, the Dane. On the back of the Finn, the battle of the Scandinavians with a Brit in behind. Brit trying to steal the Scandinavian fish, potentially. The fish in front. Legend and Rick. Rick there leading the way, trying to pull away down the straight. Has he got the legs to pull away? Legend closing in. Closing in. Look at that closing speed. This is not over and done with yet. Running ball with Larkin for this. Legend now to the outside line into the bus stop. He's going to have to send it. Legend on the outside line. Now for the inside. Rick might try and get the switch back. Larkin might get the switcher back on both, and he does! And Larkin's going to take the race win! Larkin wins! Oh my word, what an ending! Larkin wins! Legend in second, they both went too deep into the bus stop, and Larkin switched back century from the man, from the Brit, and he takes points out of Rick. Larkin wins, Legend second, Rick there in third. What a switchback that is! What an ending to that race! It had everything. It had drama. It had controversy at the start. It had really good battles. We didn't even have a safety car in that race. Larkin switches it back through the bus stop. Legend and Rick decided to park the bus on themselves. And Larkin, the gap up there, up the inside. Beautiful stuff. Larkin through and wins. What a race. What a race. Patuka gets Driver of the Day awarded by the in-game fans. My voice as well, and truly shocked from that. Oh my word. What an ending. Maybe one of the best Division 2 endings I think I've seen all season. Maybe one of the best endings of all time in League of Europe. What a race. Absolutely brilliant. And Larkin takes a Division 2 victory. Once again this season. It's his first of the season. Second place in Australia. He's had numerous amounts of fourths. Britain, Netherlands come to mind. Italy as well. But this time, he's at the top step. Larkin takes the race win out on track. What a switchback that was. Maybe one of the most dramatic endings in League of Europe history. Just put it that way. Oh. That was spicy. That was spicy. Let's have a look through the results then. Larkin out on top. 13th on the grid. 13th on the grid. Wins. Legend in second. Rick giving me hope from 12th position up to 3rd there in the end. Tote there in 4th. Pasuka there in 5th. Farrell there in 6th. Habibi Boy in 7th. Felipe's strategy got it wrong in the end. If he pitted in earlier, he would have been right there with Legend. He would have been up there in the front fight. Conor O'Keefe there in 9th, Benji S in 10th, Y2LY in 11th, then Matt Tibbles, Demorse, well anyway, Darry top 15, they're the 15 that finished, Liam Cross, Scream and Jay Hings retiring out of the race. Oh, what a race. Rick saying in the chat, GG's, that was a fun battle. Larkin saying, GG mate, you played the strategy amazing with overtaking and DRS, etc. But he wasn't good enough on the day, was he? Larkin can boast that to the Cats come home. Larkin takes the race win out on track. A phenomenal ending to end off the Belgian Grand Prix. We are going to be back with you, myself and Nexus Bunnies, who hopefully is alongside me in the commentary box. We'll be back with you for France. And if you thought Belgium was something, France is definitely something else. We are going to be seeing you then. I will be seeing you then. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.